Everyone, my name is Candace and welcome back to our simplified home. I am here today to share with you my list of 10 things I am not buying in 2021. Okay, things I'm really gonna try. I'm really gonna try not to buy these in 2021. I've seen some other people share these kind of lists and I think they're really cool and inspiring and helpful because I spend a lot of time thinking about decluttering my home and how do I move things out. But I think where I mess up is not being as intentional about what I'm bringing into my home. So having this kind of list creates an opportunity for me to be really thoughtful about what comes into my home, what I no longer allow to come into my home, and hopefully create some balance so that the things I'm pushing out and things I'm bringing in really work with me to really simplify my home. Let's get to the list. First on my list of things I am not buying in 2021. I feel like a lot of people are gonna have this on their list. But for me, this is a really big one. Books. In my last video, I think it was my last video, I shared all about our book collection and how collections can work in minimalist and simplified homes. But for me, I need to stop buying books. That's the short of it. Honestly, I don't buy a lot of books for myself, but I love buying books for my family members. I love getting books for them. I love finding books in thrift stores, maybe books I loved as a kid. I think my kids might like them. I bring a lot of books into our home and I need to stop doing that in 2021. So of course I will still be checking books out from the library. I will still be, getting books from free little libraries, but my plan is that the only books that come into our home also have an escape plan. They will either be returned to the library or donated back out into the community. So no more new books in 2021. Things I am not buying in 2021 are kids' clothes for my kids that they don't need. So I have 3 kids, a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And pretty much for all of those years, I have really loved piecing together their wardrobes and like finding cool things here, finding a top here that I like, that they might like. My struggle has been thrifting and where the kids' clothes are very inexpensive, and sometimes you can find things that are that really feel like a treasure. They're really special and maybe it's not a common brand. I would buy it, and because I was piecing together their wardrobe throughout the season, it felt like it could be used. But what I found is that no matter how many really cool items I would find, my kids would always go back to their favorite items. And I think that's how a lot of us use our wardrobes. We go back to the things that we're comfortable with and the things that just consistently work for us. And so those really unique items sometimes just sit in the closet or in the dresser. And for my family, I know that would just make it harder to interact with their wardrobe. They would have to push things aside and make room for the clothes they really wanted. So anyway, this year, I'm not doing that. I think I have an emotional block to spending a large chunk of money at once. But what I realized is that if I just buy their complete wardrobe at the beginning of the season, and have their input, so we talk about it together, they end up with clothes that they like and it's not too much, and I can also shut off that part of my brain that's always on the hunt for kids' clothes. I want to continue that moving forward. Next thing on my list of things I don't want to buy in 2021 is plants. I feel like everybody fell in love with plants in 2020, and me and my husband are definitely there. We have for a long time loved taking care of plants. One of the challenges this year though is that you might know my husband is a high school English teacher, and in his classroom he's always had a lot of plants. In the classroom he's been in for a few years, he has great windows and the plants love it in there. But because of this last year, his school building has been closed, and so all the plants that were in his classroom are now in our home, plus the plants that we already had. And all of that means we have a lot of plants. We have a lot of plants. And the challenge is, sometimes you just see other nice plants and you think, oh, they would like to be here in community with our other plants. But no, in 2021, we need no more new plants. Next thing on my list of things I'm not buying in 2021 is hair products that are outside of the brand that I like. I'll say this, I am on a journey with my hair, but I do feel like I've finally found a brand that works well for me and that I like the way my hair looks when I use it. My issue is that I also really like beautiful packaging, and I like when things are on sale. And so I have found myself buying things outside of this line that I like and then bringing it home, and it doesn't work for me, and I end up with clutter in my bathroom of half-used products or containers that have not ever been opened, and I want to stop doing that in the coming year. So in 2021, I am going to stick with the line of hair products that I know I like, and I'm not going to buy the things outside of that. I'm going to just use the ones I like for as long as it works, and that'll be my plan. Next on my list of things I'm not buying in 2021 is nail polish. This is kind of a funny one because I don't really paint my nails a lot, but honestly, my daughter really loves it, and if I'm painting nails, it's because we're doing it together. My problem is that when I'm at Target or wherever, I see beautiful colors and I think, oh, my kids will really like that. Oh, we can have fun with that. But the truth is we have plenty of nail polish, especially for a family that is not consistently painting nails. We'll do it, once every so often. So my plan for 2021 is to use up all the beautiful colors we already have fun with that, be content with what we have, and no more new nail polish in 2021. Next thing on my list of things I'm not buying in 2021 is dashikis. For a very long time, I did not see dashikis in stores. I wouldn't see them in the stores I went to. And then all of a sudden I found the thrift store that almost always had a great collection of dashikis. I think they're beautiful. My husband thinks they're cool. And because, the way they're made, me and my husband can share them. And so what would happen is every time I would go to the thrift store and see one, I would buy it. And what that means is that we have a lot of dashikis. I finally kind of put a lot of them out, and I see that there are more than we could both wear in a week. And within a week's time, we will have done laundry several times. So there's no reason that we own this many, and there's definitely no reason to buy more. So no new dashikis in 2021. My list of things I'm not buying is coffee mugs. Here's a story. I think in 2019, I decided to stop drinking coffee. I had been getting headaches. I didn't really know where they were coming from or why I was getting them. And I figured, I'll stop drinking caffeine and see if that makes a difference. So I finally, I kicked my caffeine habit, and I had gone a couple of months maybe without drinking coffee. And I realized though, I really missed starting my day with a cup of coffee. So, I said, well, I guess since I'm not drinking coffee anymore, I will start drinking tea. And I don't know, y'all, I just could not get into tea. It was not giving me the same thing that a hot cup of coffee was giving me. So finally, I gave up on tea, and I started drinking decaffeinated coffee. And it turns out that the decaffeinated coffee is giving me the same warm, cozy feeling in the morning as regular coffee. And so for the past year plus, I've been drinking decaf. My challenge has been, though, that after I stopped drinking coffee, I got rid of a lot of my coffee mugs. And now I want them back. So what has happened is I have bought new coffee mugs. I didn't like them. I donated them. I got new coffee. Just a lot of coffee mugs have been in and out. And what I realized is I have great coffee mugs now. I can be content with what I own, and they are doing their job. I can still drink coffee in the morning. And so no more new coffee mugs in 2021. Next thing on my list of things I'm not buying in 2021 is musical instruments. That's kind of a big one, but for all of my childhood and into adulthood, I have always played music. I started with the violin, moved on to the clarinet, the bassoon, guitar, piano, and creating music has always been a part of my life. So it was really important to me and my husband that our kids were also exposed to music. And I guess maybe I took that a little far, but I just felt I would find lots of musical instruments for sale on Facebook Marketplace. And I'm not talking like thousands of dollars worth of instruments. These would be used, secondhand instruments that were really super affordable. So, we've ended up with, I think we have 3 guitars in our house right now, 2 violins, a quarter size and a full size. We have had xylophones. We have had several different kinds of drum sets, piano, like just a lot of things, a lot of musical instruments, in the hopes of exposing our kids to the idea of creating music and it being really accessible to them. What has happened, okay, so now my son is playing guitar and having a blast with that. He's awesome at that. My daughter is taking voice lessons and she's been awesome at that. And so they are around music. They are creating music. Our 2-year-old, I realize, is very young. And even if I don't have all of these instruments in the home, she is around music. I'm finally like, it's clicking in my head. Like, she is around music and she is around people creating music. And I don't need to be so like over the top about making sure these opportunities exist for her, because they do. So I'm going to fight temptation, resist the urge, even if I see instruments for sale, which I know I will. I will see them for sale. And I'm not going to buy any more new ones in 2021. Next thing on my list of things I'm not buying in 2021 is extra data for my phone. This is kind of like a different vibe than the other ones, but what I realize is that as I'm working to simplify my home in like a physical sense, that I also need to invest in ways to simplify my phone, like in a mental way, and how, feeling like I need to have constant access to the internet, no matter where I am in the world, is like a funny way to exist, and I don't have to do that. Last thing on my list of things I'm not buying in 2021 is more water bottles. This is kind of like the coffee mugs, but I keep them in different cabinets, so I am thinking of them as a separate thing. But what I have realized about my relationship with water bottles is that I have a water bottle that works well in the car, that fits in the cup holder in my car. I have had a water bottle that like fits in my backpack that I wear when I take my kids to the playground. There might be a different water bottle that I take if we're going far away and I want to have lots of water. And I realize that's like a lot of water bottles. It's kind of extreme, and I really don't need to do that. I think I've been kind of in pursuit of the perfect water bottle, and that idea is not serving me well. What I need is a water bottle that works, and I have that. So I'm going to stop buying new water bottles in the coming year and just be content with what I have. All right, so that's my list of 10 things I'm not buying in 2021. My hope is that as I can become more intentional about what comes in my home, the decluttering process will become kind of like not such high stakes, because it won't be my only strategy for simplifying my home. The two ideas, what comes in and what goes out, will work together to make the process a little smoother for me. So that's my plan. Let me know if you have anything that you're thinking about in terms of like what comes into your home in the coming year. What are you not allowing into your home anymore? What has to come into your home? Let me know. I would honestly like to hear about that. That might give me some ideas of things I should give a second thought to before I let them come into my home. So yeah, let me know. And in the meantime though, I will just plan on seeing you here again soon in our simplified home. Bye.